If you're new here, this is a no-frills approach to learning English, where I teach you the most important parts of the English language in the most efficient way possible. This is the second video in our 10-video series. Time to jump in. The straw that broke the camel's back, referring to the final thing that causes you to become utterly exhausted or overwhelmed. Let's imagine you've been juggling multiple projects at work, dealing with family issues, and trying to maintain your social life. One day, your boss assigns you yet another urgent task. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the final thing that pushes you over the edge. You might say, I've been managing everything well, but this project is the straw that broke the camel's back. Here's some more examples. After weeks of handling customer complaints, the rude email was the straw that broke the camel's back for the customer services agent. She had been putting up with his bad habits, but when he forgot their anniversary, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Keep my cool, to remain calm and composed under stress or pressure. Imagine you're stuck in traffic on your way to an important meeting. It's moving really slowly and the clock is ticking. You're probably going to be late. Instead of losing your temper and becoming really angry, you take some deep breaths and keep your cool. This idiom is about maintaining your composure when things get tough. Let's see if you relate to any of these. Despite the chaos during the event, she managed to keep her cool and handled everything efficiently. When the kids started arguing, their dad kept his cool and calmly resolved the situation. At the end of your rope, feeling completely worn out and unable to cope. Okay, so we can imagine this one quite literally. If for some reason you find yourself hanging from a long piece of rope, as you get more and more tired, you begin to slip until you find yourself at the end of the rope. So now picture yourself working long hours, dealing with personal issues, and getting very little sleep. Eventually, you feel like you can't handle it anymore. You're at the end of your rope. This idiom expresses the feeling of being utterly exhausted and out of options. Here's some more examples. After trying to balance work and family responsibilities, she felt like she was at the end of her rope. He was at the end of his rope after dealing with continuous financial problems. Chomping at the bit, being eager and impatient to start or experience something. If you are a person who knows about horses, you might know what a bit means in this sense. A bit is the little piece of metal of a horse's head harness that goes in its mouth. And when they are chomping, meaning to chew noisily, it can mean that they are enthusiastic to get started. That's the image this idiom conjures. When you're chomping at the bit, you're extremely enthusiastic and ready to get going. Here's more. The team was chomping at the bit to unveil their new product at the conference. She's been chomping at the bit to start her new job ever since she got the offer. What are you chomping at the bit to do? For me personally, it's to go to the beach. Let me know in the comments below. The light at the end of the tunnel, referring to a positive future event that gives hope and motivation. Think of being in a long, dark tunnel and finally seeing a glimmer of light ahead. The light gives you hope and shows you that the end of your struggles is near. The dark days are over, or almost over. This idiom is all about having something to look forward to that keeps you going. Here's some more examples. After months of hard work, seeing progress in his project was the light at the end of the tunnel. For students, the upcoming summer break was the light at the end of the tunnel during exam season. Cry over spilled milk. To cry over spilled milk means to be upset about something that has already happened and cannot be changed. Yesterday, I broke my favourite mug. It got tangled in my computer cable and broke on the stone floor beneath it. Feeling bad about it won't bring it back, right? So it's best not to cry over spilled milk. For some of us, this is easy, and for others of us, it is hard. When I've taught this in the past, a lot of people have that person that comes to mind, a person that always cries over spilled milk and doesn't easily let things go. Here's more. After losing the game, he kept crying over spilled milk instead of focusing on the next match. When her project got rejected, she realised there was no point crying over spilled milk and started working on a new idea. Take a rain check. The definition of take a rain check means to decline an offer or an invitation, but suggest doing it another time. But if I'm honest, every time I've heard this used in real life, the actual meaning is, no, I don't want to do this thing that you're suggesting, but I'm letting you down gently by alluding to the possibility that I might want to do it in the future. It looks like this. I'd love to go for dinner, but I have a lot of work tonight. Can I take a rain check? Thanks for inviting me to the party. I'll have to take a rain check, but let's catch up soon. The ball is in your court. This idiom means it's your turn to take action or make a decision. Imagine you're playing tennis and your partner has just served you the ball. Now it's up to you to hit it back. Keep this image in mind when trying to memorize the meaning of this very common idiom. Here are some more examples. We've given our suggestions, so now the ball is in your court. After reviewing the proposal, the ball is in their court to decide how to proceed. Born with a silver spoon in your mouth. This expression means to be born into a wealthy family. Oh, to be born into a wealthy family. If someone has a lot of privileges from birth, they are said to be born with a silver spoon in their mouth. For instance, she never had to worry about money because she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. People assume he's successful because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but he's actually worked really hard. Go Dutch. To go Dutch means to share the cost of a meal with somebody. This idiom is useful for those times when you want to split the bill or check in American English. This is more typical when you're out with friends or a group of family members. Have you ever asked your date to go Dutch? Do you offer to go Dutch on a first date? I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. Examples include, do you want to go Dutch on dinner tonight? We always go Dutch when we hang out to keep things fair. That brings us to the end of
Idiom Monday.
If you'd like a copy of these idioms direct to your inbox, then drop your email address below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.